Well, in this business bite, I want to talk about not staying small. So I've titled this, Don't Stay Small. Well, there's a certain species of fish that when you place them in a tiny aquarium, they stay small because they adapt to the small environment that they're in. However, if you take them and the same fish and put them in a large body of water, they will grow to its intended size and actually will be bigger. You and I are the same. If our thinking is influenced by an environment that's limited and small, we will stay small. If we get around people who think big, dream big and plan big, then we will grow to our intended size. I found that when I was invited to sit with a group of larger thinking people or bigger business or just bigger thinkers, that my thinking expanded to its intended size. And so it's time to expand your thinking. And when times are difficult, it's the wrong time to bunker down. So many people listen to the media, to financial analysts, accountants and lawyers at this time, and they stop growing and they stop marketing, they low, and they wait until it passes. In fact, during the past global financial crisis, I had a young guy say to me, "What do I do about this financial crisis?" And I said, "Stop watching the news." And he laughed. And I said, because it influences our thinking and we start to think small. I had another younger guy said, "I'm going to stop marketing and put off staff." I said, "How's your business?" He said, "I'm 31% on 12 months ago." And I said, "Well, don't stop marketing. You have to think differently about how you market and don't let people go. Work out what your business needs, because you'll start to go down and then you'll have to cut because you're listening to the wrong people." You know, I find tough times bring out the best ideas and the most innovative thinking. It's interesting that you have to think of new ideas or get someone who's going to speak new ideas into your business or your product or your company or whatever it is, and some innovative thinking comes out of how you tackle it in the times or tough times or recession or times of crisis. These are the times to learn and grow and look for new solutions. You should be growing in any situation, whether it's great going forward or when it's a struggle. So put yourself in the right environment. In the book of Proverbs it says, "Those who become wise, they do it by walking with the wise." You hang out with fools, it says, and watch your life falls to pieces. The actual verse says, "Become wise by walking with the wise, and hang out with fools and watch your life fall to pieces." That's in the Message sort of translation. Very good words. You can complain that you don't have wise people to walk with. However, there's a wealth of wisdom to tap into. So put yourself in the right environment. You know, listen to podcasts or Google information or read books. It's not old-fashioned to do any of this stuff. And if you want to grow, you've got to invest in yourself. If you don't, no one else is going to do that. And, you know, John Maxwell has so much resources available, but just reading and listening to Jim Collins or Bill Gates or, you know, some great pastors who are great leaders, you know, have great information. You may never personally meet them, but man, you can decide to spend time listening, reading and researching, and that's going to challenge you to go forward. So some tips. Here are 5 tips. Start a small group of people who will stretch and enlarge you. We tend to focus with people who think the way we do, and we stay there. So study a good leadership book together. Ask them, you know, what is something you could do in your business to change it? And they don't need to know your business, but man, they can bring some great ideas that you never thought of. Number 2, don't allow negative people to drain you. Limit their influence over you. You may have to, at some point, stop contacting them, stop calling them, stop meeting with them, especially if you're finding you get very negative and down after you've had a meeting with them. I've had to do that because I've had people that have dragged me down. Number 3, balance what you hear, read and watch in the mass media. I joked earlier about the young business guy. I said, stop watching the news. I cut back watching the news because it just was having way too much influence on me. I still know what's happening going on in the world because it comes at us from so many directions. But you've got to replace it with some positive and encouraging things. So the principle of sowing and reaping applies to what you watch, listen and read. If it's consistently negative, that's how you will act, that's how you will think, and that's how you will make your decision, and how you will relate to your staff and your family. Number 4, get a coach or a mentor who will encourage you. And even in a good, positive friend, can even do the same, but a coach and a mentor that's going to speak life into you. And you don't want a needy person to mentor. That's a different need altogether. You select them, they don't select you, because you're going to need the right people to speak into your life. And it might only be for a short time, or it might be for a longer time. And number 5, look for short events and courses that will expand your thinking and that will challenge you. Just not another degree or letters to add to your name, but something that is really going to take you out of your comfort zone. So don't stay where you are. Now is the time to grow, to learn, to plan, to innovate, and to break away from the limited thinking. Your future depends on you stepping out and doing that now. Thank you.